But here's the thing. We got stuck behind a police chase. And it was one of the funniest places to get stuck into because it's right on, like, this is Los Angeles Boulevard, like near LAX, and there's nowhere to go. Fantastic afternoon, fantastic pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hasan Piker, and this thoughts on our broadcast coming to you live from perhaps one of the most evil places that has ever existed in the history of mankind. It brings me no pleasure to report to you that I am live and alive from Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, one of the most violent, one of the most evil countries on the planet, Washington, D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and MBs, we are live. We are alive, and I hope everyone's having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is April 5th. That's right. It's April 5th, 2025. And once again, I'm doing the damn thing. I'm live. I'm alive. And this is part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news. Now, of course, some of you might say, nice cuck chair. And to you, I will say yes. As you know, big part of what we do here is I travel the nation. Sometimes I travel around the world, and I make the best usage of the cuck chairs in every hotel room. This is probably one of the nicest cuck chairs I've ever sat inside of. You look like you're ready to do a YouTube video apology. Yeah, I'm not though. I am. There's nothing to apologize for. I'm not here to apologize to nobody and to nothing. This is a part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal. Wait, what? All right. This is part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news about what's going on in the world of HasanAbi Piker in between the time period where I press the stop streaming button and press the start streaming button. So help me God. And that's precisely what I'm going to do. So, yeah, I'm in DC. You guys are probably still going to ask, why are you in DC? Even though I said why I was going to be in DC for the past week. Also, my favorite will be the people that come into the chat today to go, hey, Hasan, why aren't you covering the DC rally? There's a massive pro-Palestinian rally that is at DC. Why aren't you covering it? And that'll be very funny to see in the chat while I'm literally at the rally. So, you know, very, very excited about all of that stupid foolishness. But yeah, yesterday I ended the broadcast and I spent some time with my dad trying to tell him what to do with Kaya in my absence. He basically was like, I'm not going to do any of that. He was like, there's just very little chance that I'm going to be able to do any of the things that you're requiring of me. So Kaya's training is probably going to get broken in the next 2 days that I'm away from home. So I hope, it's not beyond repair. But aside from that, everything is going to be fine. So make sure to not drink too much liquids because no public bathrooms. Yeah, I know. I already messed up on that front. So I'm already cooked. But yeah, so what was I saying? Okay, so we, March and I got in an Uber. March came over to my place and we got in an Uber to go to the airport yesterday. We got a plane out at 9, originally at 9:50 p.m. And I wanted to, as always, cut it close. And March was like, dude, let's not cut it close. You always do this, and then we always get into like some issues. Let's go early. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Let's go early. You're fine. We will do that. And we left like much earlier than I normally would. We left like 2 hours basically before the flight even starts boarding. And for the first time ever, and this has never happened to me in Los Angeles in like the decade plus that I've lived there. At least when I'm going to LAX, like, because obviously when you go to LAX, like there's gonna be issues. There's gonna be traffic when you go to LAX, and you account for that. But there was something a little bit different than that. There was something more than just traffic. It was complete gridlock. Now, because this is like what 9 a.m. over there, 9:30 a.m. in Los Angeles right now. Many of you are probably not even tuning in from Los Angeles. These are my East Coast HasanAbi heads that are in the chat going, finally, we're in the same time zone. This is fantastic. For those of you who don't know, Think about it like New York pre-congestion pricing. Okay, LA has a lot of traffic, just like New York. I know. I'm gonna use East Coast terms for you because we're doing East Coast and EU right now. We're doing East Coast and EU hours. Midwest baddies rise up. Yeah, Midwesterners will not understand this. You'll just not. You don't. There's not enough motion in the Midwest for you to comprehend what's going on with regards to traffic. But LA has a pastime, a favored, cherished pastime, and that is police chases. Now, I've entertained this pastime because it's a formative part of the Los Angeles economy. It's like we got Hollywood and we got police chases. Like it's important. It's a self-sustaining ecosystem, and I contribute to it as a Los Angelino myself by watching. Except those police chases are obviously very dangerous, and they oftentimes can lead to unnecessary nuisances. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because it finally happened to me. I was right behind a goddamn police chase, or at least the finality of a goddamn police chase. Please turn on live captions option on Twitch. Viewers can turn them on or off. Mods can do it too. Disabled, HOH, love you. We want to understand. Mods can do it too. I don't know how to do it, but if there's a easy optionality, I will switch it on for you. But I don't even know if you can understand what I'm saying if you quite literally cannot comprehend without subtitles. Anyway, but here's the thing. We got stuck behind a police chase. We got stuck behind a police chase, and it was one of the funniest places to get stuck into because it's right on, like, this is La Cienega Boulevard, like near LAX, and there's nowhere to go. Virtually, this is one of those like routes where if you get stuck there, there's literally nowhere you can walk, even with your bags, which we entertained. March called to Uber. The Uber also got stuck, right? So, some funny stuff that happened here. I mean, we were there for basically an hour and a half, and there was just no way we were making it to the flight. We had to call up Austin's and my management team's like flight guy, and he was apparently at a Armin van Buuren concert, and he was able to secure us new plane tickets. I was close to not going. I was like, dude, maybe it's kismet. Maybe we don't show up to this protest, and we just, we scrap the DC wing of the trip, and we just go directly to New York City. And March was adamant. He was like, no, we got to do it. We got to do it. It's going to be great. And lo and behold, here we are. But yeah, here it is. This is after, you got the cops and whatnot. But yeah, we get to LAX. TSA, by the way, always HasanAbi heads at the TSA line at LAX. Always. A lot of you work for TSA. It's very strange. I used to talk way more shit. I used to talk hella shit about the TSA. I don't anymore because so many of you seemingly work for the TSA. I look over at March. He's getting his gooch checked in by a dude who recognizes me and says, oh, I used to work for Twitch Rivals. Now I work at TSA. March is getting his shit fondled. I'm on the other line. Every single bag of mine is getting powder swabbed. Every single one. Like I put like 4 buckets, okay, different buckets, because I have like electronics. I have all this equipment and stuff, right, for live streaming. Every single one of them is getting powder swabbed. GSR for all of it. And normally it happens like because the TVU system, the TVU bag that I bring is like weird. It's complicated. It looks odd. It looks like potentially it could be like, like a bomb or something. I don't know. But I'm getting swabbed. I'm getting this shit swabbed up and down. And that's the photo. And it's actually, ironically, a HasanAbi head that's swabbing my shit. So yeah, I just had to sit there and wait for them to go through all the stuff. Didn't matter. Luckily, I made it onto the flight. I was a big mess. Downed some ZQL to be able to make it onto the flight, or to be able to sleep on the flight, because it's a red eye. I'm in business class, but it's not lie flat, right? Because there's no lie flat flights going from Los Angeles to Dulles. So I at least have a little bit of leg room, which is fine, but I can't sleep. So I had to basically try and like trank myself to be able to go to sleep. And I don't think I got a lot of good sleep. Let's be real. I should have gone through IAD. Well, there weren't a lot of options. We had to literally get a new ticket last second, remember? But yeah. Luckily, the pilot is DEI, I suspect, because we landed and we're fine. Bro, Dulles, that's crazy to fly into. Dulles is so goddamn far from the city. Yeah. Well, Dulles is also, you know what I realized? Dulles is DEI. Is basically DEI in and of itself, because it's like Dulles International Airport, DIA. DEIA, just it doesn't have the E. But pretty much when you go into Dulles, you're locked in. You're doing DEI. You're not going to die. Okay. That's what I realized, at least in my mind. I'm doing this new thing where I'm basically doing numerology, but for liberalism, like for woke, where, you know, after the fact, I'm doing post hoc rationalizations. I'm trying to figure out how gay the pilot is afterwards, you know, when we land safely. So that's what I've been up to. That's what I've been doing. Anyway, I come in. Oh, the one funny thing was when we were stuck in traffic, I'm walking to get a better assessment of what's going on to see if we can, like, I got out of the car to see if I could find like a different route to walk to. Got caught by HasanAbi heading in traffic. So shouts out to you, Girly Pop Nation, who was in her fucking car stuck behind us and goes, Hasan! A very funny moment. But yeah, I land. I'm really fucking tired, obviously. Get an Uber, get to the hotel that I'm staying at. But we're not even